man? It's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. I'm back with another video. You already know how we rockin'. Listen, man, we got some more Lil Durk news from Trap Lord Ross himself, who has got boots on the ground and has been in the courtroom with Lil Durk, with Drew Finland, with everything. The court, the judge, he been in there with everything. Apparently, Lil Durk's killer, admitted to the murders. So it's about to get real bad for Schmirkio, Durkio, Schmirkio.
This is kind of a W for Durk. They said that the judge shout out to Durk's imaginary manager, Durk All Day on X, doing a great job of this. The judge granted in part and denied in part the motion to exclude the government's gang expert. So as you know, that there is basically a government expert, a gang expert, who I believe is some sort of Chicago detective, and they're basically saying
so he can't testify.
Durk's team was fighting to have him excluded and said, no, you can't have him. Look, I haven't been saying the name, but it says it here on the paperwork, all right? It's a detective, okay?
Detective Kilroy.
But what's very interesting is, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So it's been determined, all right? They looked at the paperwork. The judge has given it consideration. They said the bank's expert motion is granted in part and denied in part. So the detective may offer limited testimony insofar as it's relevant to the government's theory of motive and necessary to explain certain terminology and background context. But he may not testify as to the 2nd through 7th.
So he can testify. Let's see what he said, because I can't read everything.
Insofar as it's relevant to the government's theory of motive and
the government's theory of
necessary
motive
to explain certain terminology and background context.
Terminology.
But he may not testify as to the 2nd through 7th items identified in his disclosure as to the gangster disciples and gang rivalries not at issue in this trial.
So I mean, that's barely a W then. So if he could testify for everything, basically he could testify for everything relevant in the trial, but he can't testify for him about gang rivalries and gangster disciples. But the problem is that the case don't got nothing to do with no damn gangster disciples. So is that really a W?
Basically, as I said, and again, look, it's another situation where, like, I told you what was going to happen because the judge said what he was going to do in the courtroom. People don't want to believe me. But, like, the judge said what he was going to do. He said, look, anything to do with the BDGD gang war is not relevant for this trial.
Yeah, it's not.
Quando wasn't no GD.
That's fair, though.
Lil Tim wasn't no GD. Lil Pab wasn't no GD.
Right.
Yes, King Von was a BD. Durk was allegedly a BD. But it don't make no difference, all right? King Von's position as the king of the BDs and the biggest BD out here, BD crazy, right? Throwing up them gates. But he, as the leader of that crew, as a fearsome gangster, all right, even they showed messages in court where Durk allegedly said, yeah, Von went out like a real gangster, but they can't bring up the whole gangster disciple BD gang war. That's for the next trial. And the judge said, look, I need a date for that next trial. We're not forgetting about that next trial. That's happening. Okay? So the bank's expert motion, all right.
The next trial, for everybody that don't know, is the Rico type trial. That's where he gonna be, he gonna be, and it's not a good thing, by the way, for Durk at least. Like, the chances, it's already a slim chance that he gonna beat one trial. Now he gotta have two. I don't know. And one of them is murder. The other one is Rico. You got one of the niggas saying that he was outside shooting and killing people for you, and you was paying them for. It's bad. I ain't gonna lie, it's bad. If you want the chance to win 2 tickets to a UFC event in Los Angeles plus $2,000, you need to listen to this right now. Stop what you're doing and listen. Morgan & Morgan is giving away 2 tickets to the UFC 331 in Los Angeles plus $2,000 for all travel expenses. And I know it's a lot of y'all UFC fans that like to see a little fight or something, like to see a little person get knocked out or something. So I think this is a very cool opportunity for all my supporters to win 2 free tickets plus $2,000 for all travel expenses to the UFC 331 in Los Angeles, like I said, man. Because just like UFC fighters bring their everything to the octagon, Morgan & Morgan brings their everything to all their clients in courtrooms all across America. In the UFC, they fighting for a check. Morgan & Morgan is fighting to get you a check. You see how this giveaway is starting to make sense now? Now you probably like, Mac Mula, how do I enter the contest, man? Click the link in the description. Or it also be in the pinned comment down below. So you can bring your girlfriend, your homeboy, your brother. It don't matter. Just 2 free tickets plus $2,000. You can't beat that, man. said, it's a sweepstakes, so good luck. Hopefully somebody that's watching right now, hopefully you win, bro. I hope that you win, bro. Sis, whoever you is, I hope you win. Click the link in the description and enter the sweepstakes. Good luck to everybody. And yeah, have fun at the event. Escape.
Denied in part. The bank's application is denied without prejudice to an appropriate objection at trial. So it says that the government has shown that gang affiliation is relevant to the motive. Specifically, the alleged shooting was retaliation for the killing of a fellow gang member, the BD, all right? King Von. The gang norms around retaliation will explain the communications and conduct, but he's saying don't forget about the GDs. So the detective may explain gang terminology, retaliation norms, limited background on the BDs. Okay. Not the GDs, the BDs. Phone record investigative limitations, but he can't testify to the other enumerated opinions, discuss the GDs or the unrelated rivalries, give his own opinion on the defendants.
Yeah, so this was, I think this was just the prosecutors just trying to over fry him. Like, they just trying to overcook him type of thing. Because, like he said, the GDs don't really have nothing to do with this murder investigation or this murder case. I think the prosecutors was just trying to get him to look like, yeah, I think they was trying to show the jury, like, look, they're known to have wars with gangs over different things. So, look, they had another war. You get what I'm saying?
So, right, he says he can't mention prior arrest of Durk because this person apparently arrested Durk back in the day. Said also to offset prejudice, the court will use a voir dire.
What the hell that means?
Make sure I'm saying that right.
Voir dire? Voir dire. When it sounds like some shit you order at a restaurant in Paris. Can I get that voir dire? You gotta make that face when you say it. A voir dire.
Voir dire. Voir dire.
Voir dire.
Voir dire. Voir dire. That's how it's pronounced. Voir dire.
Voir dire.
So voir dire, and it means, all right. Voir dire is I believe it's a French phrase for speak the truth, from an old Anglo-Norman French phrase. So voir means
one thing I don't understand. This ain't got nothing to do with it. But why do it in the English language? We got to use other languages, bitch. Why we just can't say what this mean in English? Why we got to use it? Like, I don't know.
Truth, and dire means to say or to speak. So the court will use voir dire questioning, the truth, truthful questioning.
Why they can't just put
speaking the truth? A limited instruction, barring the government from framing this as a gang-related murder case. This wasn't a gang war murder. This was a retaliation for a big gangster that was killed by randoms that had nothing to do with it in the music industry. Right. So the court reserves other gang-related evidence disputes for trial time objections rather than ruling on them preemptively. Okay? Very, very interesting. In the sense, Smirk's experts have no restriction, but this goofy have to tread on thin ice. They doing a little bit too much for that one, okay? So Durk's rebuttal expert to this testimony is restricted to the same scope. And bear in mind, it's like, yeah, Durk has no restrictions, but that's not entirely true because Durk's, Durk's expert also isn't allowed to bring up the old indictment, right? They're not allowed to bring up, oh, well, you made mistakes. So there's restrictions on all of Durk's different experts for various reasons. So everybody's got restrictions on them. And I got to say, look, this judge seems so fair, so on point, so logical. I'm so impressed by this judge. Honestly, this judge is just killing it, all right? Not killing it like Durk allegedly killed it, but killing it like he is actually just doing an amazing job. He's deading any ridiculous motions, even though Brian Steele and Drew Findling are making amazing arguments, and even when the government kind of overstepped the mark a little bit, I think the judge has been so fair, all right? If this case goes wrong for Durk, it's not the judge's fault, all right? And it's not no prejudice. If the case goes wrong for the government, hey, they didn't have a good enough case. The judge being so fair. On point. He's been very fair.
For everything I saw,
do respect it. So anyway,
said that in the last
in addition to that, okay, this is really controversial because Durk's team. This is the minor L. So that was a lowercase W for Durk.
Lowercase, for sure.
But this is a lowercase L for Durk. Basically, as I told you in the previous videos and the previous breakdowns, Durk and his team, they were trying to have their witness list completely secret right up until pretty much the moment they were going to surprise people and put them on the stand. But they said that the judge has emailed his final juror questionnaire to all counsel. He's included the names of all potential defense witnesses in the list of witnesses attached to the questionnaire.
Defense. So this is Lil Durk's witnesses.
So it means that the judge has decided in the questionnaire to disclose this to the government, but the government have been ordered not to conduct any investigation of defendants' witnesses. So it basically says, Right. The questionnaire has been sent to all counsel. The parties are advised that pursuant to the Ninth Circuit precedent, the court has included the names of all potential defense witnesses in alphabetical list of witnesses attached to the juror questionnaire. But they're saying the government, its attorneys and agents are ordered not to conduct any investigation of defendants' witnesses by online searches or otherwise until after the defendants have presented their opening statements at trial. It's so ordered. There's no PDF associated with this. They don't want to leak the names.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why this is slightly an L for Durk, because they were really hoping to bamboozle the government by putting last-minute people on the stand.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we got this person, boom, the government's flustered, all right? That's what they were planning to do. It's not going to fly. So, look, this is the U.S. government, right? These federal prosecutors are at the top of their game. They're amazing at what they do. And, you know, having observed them in the courtroom take
That's why I say, boy, them feds, man. Them feds, boy. Them feds, they get paid more. They got a bigger budget. They got more resources. They got more to lose if they do lose the trial. They got more to win if they do win the trial. The federal prosecutors is not fucking playing, bro. They not playing, and they want you. Can you imagine? Yeah, I was the prosecutor on the Lil Durk case, and we got him life in prison. Can you imagine the raise that they motherfuckers are getting? Can you imagine the promotions and the opportunities they will have? And shit, they gonna try to fry that boy. They gonna try their hardest,
but then also take a few W's.
And I ain't gonna lie, it ain't looking
really
good for
like that moment in the courtroom when Brian Steele had really made a good speech, Drew Findling had made a good speech, and they said, oh, you know, this has nothing to do with gangs. It's going to send shivers down the down the jurors' spines. You know, the government was slick. They were smart. They clapped back and they said, well, here's a text of Durk saying King Von went out like a real gangster. So what you saying? So the government have been very on point at a lot of times in this.
What?
No, Durk's
team. Hit you. Gotcha, bitch. Hit your hand with that.
Good. They're making the best of a bad situation. You couldn't have a better team, really. But the reason why this is bad, even though the prosecution aren't allowed to look up, they're not allowed to investigate, they're obviously not allowed to Google any of that kind of stuff, any backstory of these potential witnesses that Durk's going to put forward, this is the federal government. They've been investigating. People talk about, I'm the feds. Bro, the feds, the actual feds are the feds, and the feds are good at being the feds.
Exactly.
Like, they found stuff that I never would have even comprehended, right?
Exactly.
They're finding so many connections. They're going to have so much more evidence, you know, just based on the confidence that they're bringing to the courtroom, the things that we've seen so far, obviously the footage. They're probably going to know just by name, by looking at these names, they're probably going to know, all right, we're not going to investigate them, but we know who this is. We've already got info on this person.
Mm-hmm.
I see what they're trying to do with this person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And
they're not allowed to look
DeAndre Wilson, that's Didi, right?
into it until after the opening statements. And the reason why that probably is, I don't know.
Is this saying that Lil Durk gonna take the stand? I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm just going to speculate, all right? People say, oh, you can't speculate. This is just my opinion. I'm just going to give you a little taste of my opinion on this particular topic. The reason that I think that probably is happening is so that they can't dig up dirt on some of these people.
Yeah.
That the defense are going to use as their own witnesses, and then use their opening statements to trash these people when you know this was just delivered, right? I think it's only fair, and you know, arguably there's a small advantage to the defense that basically have the option to, you know, pretty much like do a lot more digging into the prosecution's witnesses, who would have been presented, you know, around the same time. All right, we were hearing talk of 35 witnesses. They're trying to trim it down by 10. Obviously, we've heard specifically the detective who was going to be introduced. So this is kind of an L for Durk and his team, who were really trying to keep this stuff a secret to the very last second. That's not going to be the case. But the prosecutors are blocked from doing any additional research into this until the opening statements have been completed. So the other thing that's big that a lot of people are talking about is this ruling on all of the evidence. And once again, as I told you, okay, the judge says what he's going to do before he does it. He's saying, look, you can assume I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Let me give you my opinion on this. All right, I'm going to let you guys argue it out. Cool. You've not convinced me. You'll see what I rule, but you get the gist. So, you know, literally, look, bro, like being in the courtroom, you know what's going to happen, okay? So not all of this is a surprise, but there are some interesting tidbits of information that are going around from these filings that have been made.
I ain't saying nothing because I'm really like, this nigga's really reporting. I'm just gathering. I'm just downloading the data. I'm just getting all the information to see. You know what I'm saying?
So these are basically the rulings on all of the evidence, and this is really interesting. So I'll read you through all of the evidence and how the court ruled on it. So there's going to be a 911 call from August the 19th, 2022 by an unknown witness of the shooting, and essentially that's going to be admitted. This is the Lil Pab shooting. Somebody saw it and called it in and said what they thought happened. There's going to be an excerpt of the LA Sheriff's Department's body camera footage from the crime scene.
Okay.
This is admitted with excerpts.
Sorry, mama.
As excerpted per the government's proposal at the hearing. I believe that there's some of that body camera footage that isn't going to be included. It's not relevant. They go on to say additional excerpts of the body camera footage from the crime scene. They said moot as to videos. They're going to admit non-graphic screenshots, so the actual videos of this particular situations. They said it's moot, basically. But they were going to admit as non-graphic screenshots. TMZ footage of Quando Rondo's reaction. This is the no footage where you can actually see Pab's body, because I've seen it uncensored a few times. That's admitted. That's really bad. So they asked for full autopsy photos of a few reaction.
Did he say you can see his body?
This is the no footage where you can actually see Pab's
body. He said you can.
Body, because I've seen it uncensored a few times. That's admitted. That's really bad. That's bad. So they asked for full autopsy photos of Lil Pab, and as I said previously, yes, the ruling hadn't been made, but the judge said exactly what he was going to do. They said, look, let's not be gratuitous about this. Okay, third photo only. You can have that photo. Let's not just go crazy with all of the photos and just let's not overdo it with these horrific photos. So Survivor Robinson's autopsy report that said moot.
What's
and
moot
I think
mean?
so. I'm just getting a little bit confused by this because this says moot, and obviously, like when a court rules the issue as moot, it means like it's already been resolved. So any kind of ruling on it doesn't make a difference. I don't know if that means that the one photo of the autopsy is going to make it very clear. I don't know if it means the medical examiner's testimony is going to make it clear. But they're basically saying that it's not relevant at this point. And they said, okay, so the excerpt of messages between Durk, co-conspirator number 3, and a screenshot of Instagram post. So I believe this, and this is admitted. I can't remember exactly which one this was. I just flicked through my notes. I didn't have a specific note that I can find easily. Obviously, you can't control F on my handwritten notes here, but
right.
Obviously, this is an incriminating photo. I don't know whether this is the one of somebody sending Durk, a post about Quando screaming or something else. But anyway, this is interesting. It said excerpts of messages between Banks and CC5 RE Breezy interview. Now that's interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, who that is. I believe CC5 people are saying that is I've heard people saying that that's Booney Mo. Breezy interview, I don't know if that's the 600 Breezy interview, and I believe there is a clip going around of 600 Breezy saying, I know Jam personally, like ain't no way Jam's told, ain't no way Jam's gonna tell. So that one says moot, and I don't actually know exactly what the discussion of that was. Actually, no. I've just found that so number one.
I ain't gonna lie, these people cry. I'm not playing these. I'm sorry, bro. It's nothing inside my body that would make me play with the feds. Like I'm good, gang. I'm telling you, I'm good on them niggas. I'm telling you right now, I'm good on them niggas, gang. It's nothing in my body, like. And if y'all know, the feds basically can come in. I don't know what makes it a requirement. Or like what they have to, like, I don't know what the requirement is for the feds to take over your case. But I do know that if you go state to state, it could easily be a Fed case. Like if you do a crime, if you cross states to do a crime, if you go from Florida to Texas to shoot somebody, or you go from Tennessee to Louisiana to rob somebody, that's a federal crime. So I do know that. And man, just knowing that off the top, man, I ain't traveling. Man, y'all, nigga, I could be the biggest gangster in the world. I'm not getting in no car, and I ain't getting on no plane going to no other state to do shit illegal.
That was the post from Von, boy. That showed messages between Durk and a co-conspirator. They said it was improper character evidence. It puts him in bad light as a killer. I don't know if that was. They're saying Von's not available to testify, but it was admitted. And the prosecutor said this was an exhibit showing intent. Somebody texted co-conspirator 3 and said Von would have been out in the streets looking for revenge. So I believe that's a message, a back and forth. If that's right, if that's 116, That basically would apparently be a message. Basically, it would be a message where Durk says if the shoe was on the other foot, Von would have slid for me. Apparently, so they didn't talk about 117 in court. So obviously, the 120. Oh no way! I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This says 120 social media depicting the Quando Rondo challenge. That will be admitted. Now, don't tell me it was this. Brother, they about to bring up Famous Richard in this bitch, bro. I didn't know they was going to do that. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I forgot about
bro, this is crazy. If you know the case well, you'll know this, right? I'm going to just start pulling up things that I know are in this thing, okay? This is the first, they didn't mention this in court. A social media video depicting the Quando Rondo challenge. This is Famous Richard. They took the audio of what happened to Quando and reenacted it. They're going to show this in court for the pressure to slide for Von.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started.
I don't know if they're going to play the whole song.
Oh, it's a song.
When Famous Richard talking about no, he had a whole T-shirt saying no. This is bad. That's bad. All right, this is bad. Just like the Flacco.
So what they gonna play for? What they gonna play the video for? And it's gonna basically be to say like, look, all of these things is the reason why Lil Durk felt like he had to quote unquote slide for Von. He had to go kill somebody to get revenge for Davon's death because of all these videos, because the 6ix9ine interview, because of all these comments. The feds might even be able to go and do some research on their federal softwares and be like, how many times the word slide for Von was typed in his comment section.
Mel says here, this is bad. Lil Durk can't be the stupid he can be. Famous Richard, that's crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. That's crazy.
Definitely that stupid.
So I think this is going to be the Breezy interview. It says 600 Breezy. I know Jam, if he was going to snitch, he would have done it a long time ago. So I think they're going to include this Vlad clip.
Right. You don't think this is enough?
No.
Somebody dying?
No.
No?
Sam's still alive. Von dead. He pulled the trigger.
Pop is dead.
That we don't. Who the fuck is that? Like,
this is what I be saying. Like, they be sounding these gangs banging niggas be sounding so. It be like they be trying to make it sound good, but it's like, bro, you cannot snitch on yourself for 5-10 fucking years straight, 2 decades. Snitch on yourself about every crime you done ever committed. Talk to everybody in interviews about how many niggas you done shot, how many this, that, the third, and then when you get locked up. Hell no. Like, why? What's so hard to believe about the nigga snitching? You think you the only person that's gang banging with a nigga that knew somebody that end up snitching? You not the first. Everybody think that. But at the same time, think about how delusional a street nigga is. And I ain't getting caught. Yeah, I'm about to go do the same crime that 10 million other niggas and already did and got caught for. On the same street in the same way with the same gun, but I'm not gonna get caught. No, I'm not gonna go out like such and such or such and such. I'm not. They ain't finna kill me on the side of the. Like, delusional. So you think OTF Jam not snitching because you know him? If he was gonna snitch, he would have been snitched. How do you know that, bro? You don't know that. Turns out he was snitching the whole damn time. Probably before man, he was snitching way before. You talking about he would have been snitching. He was been snitching. Do your own work.
And that's too bad.
That's casualties of war.
Yeah, and that's too bad. Confused, because at first there was like OTF Jam.
Jam, I don't think Jam. If Jam was gonna snitch, he'd have been snitched on a lot of shit a long time ago. Jam's done a lot of time in jail. Like, Jam, real nigga. Like, I tip my hat to him. I ain't never seen Jam do no bitch ass shit. So when they started saying his name, I was the first nigga probably like, I don't believe that. I got to see proof. Out of everybody out that thing, y'all saying Jam the one that's just going. No, I don't see that.
Well,
I don't
we see it now.
Cause shit, he a real street nigga. Like, and he had
he a real street nigga.
Plenty chances to snitch on niggas for a lot of other shit if that was the case.
He had plenty chances to snitch on niggas for a lot of other shit. Exactly. And he didn't take those chances. So what makes you think he's going to continue to take those chances? I just basically saying you don't know nobody how you think you know somebody, bro. If you don't sleep with this person, You know what I'm saying? Like it's your wife. That's the closest person to you. Your wife, your husband. You sleep with them every day. You wake up with them every day. You do everything with them every day. You know what I'm saying? That was the people who you could confidently speak. But even sometimes then you don't know, you know? But it sounded like Jam got tired of going to fucking prison. You feel me? Like, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like Jam was tired of going to prison and tired of not keeping it real and not keeping it quote unquote real with everybody, and he ain't getting rewarded for that shit. Eventually, it's gonna get to a point where like, man, I ain't finna keep going to prison for these niggas, man. Yeah, he did that shit, man. I'm going home, man. You feel me? That's just human nature, though.
He wasn't. No, I don't think Jam got nothing to do with that shit. I think it's the internet. They threw his name and that shit like that because why?
So unfortunately, that's not true, right? But they're saying that basically Durk was having a conversation with Booney Mo about that clip, all right? There's excerpts of messages between Durk and someone else, RE Country, Transport in Pipes. Now, I thought that So anyway, they're going to include the surveillance footage of King Von getting killed. That's admitted. The Redman music video is admitted. Screenshot from $1 million worth of game where Durk had all of that money. Admitted, all right, even though that really was for the Stefan Mac mode, but I guess they're keeping using it. Now, this is interesting. They've excluded the video taken during the podcasting filming that featured multiple individuals with firearms. That would have been $1 million worth of game. They're basically saying the video is not necessary. The photograph of Durk there with all the money is fine. Showing all the firearms is too much. So they said compilation of photographs of firearms seized from participating witness number 2's iCloud account. I believe they're confirming that PW2 is Vonnie, and there's going to be like a later clip that proves that's Vonnie. So that's Vonnie showing firearms on his iCloud. Compilation of photos of Vonnie and Durk together from his iCloud. Screenshot of King Von wearing the OTF and O blockchains in Von's Welcome to My Neighborhood video. So they're saying these photographs of Durk and Vonnie is moot. It's not needed because it's kind of established. So they're going to allow Von showing the chains off. They said it's moot to have the Threats to Everybody music video, the photograph of Wilson wearing the OTF chain. I think that's going to be demonstrated elsewhere. Photograph of Durk, Didi, and others with cash. That's admitted. I believe that's going to be the photo where Jam and Booney Mo are also in it. It says a video of Banks and others during the filming of Piss Me Off is allowed. Video of Banks, Von, and PW2, which now we know is definitely Vonnie. This is kind of a little graphic for you guys here just to make it very, very obvious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, PW2, Vonnie, this is the photo that's going to be apparently used, or the whole video that's going to be used, but that is the moment that they're talking about. So basically, photo of Durk, Didi, and others with money, that's admitted. That's all admitted. So these three will moot. It said photo of Durk with cash, not relevant. Video excerpt from IG Live depicting Durk with others. Now, I'm curious to know which one that would have been. 162, a video that Didi took of himself inside a car. That's moot. So this says admit as redacted or substituted as stated in the hearing. So this is a video of Asa Houston and Durk's brother D-Thang with text overlaid. They're basically going to redact the text and allow that.
Okay.
Because it shows the connection, even though he was a GD to Durk's brother, even though you're not allowed to talk about GDs, you get the gist. So there was an IG Live taken by Didi. They said admit as to Wilson only with limiting instructions. I believe that is the one where Didi's talking about he's a murder man. Oh, wow. So I've just found this. Okay. Cue the blogs all posting this one. Okay. But God. Basically, this is the video. This is OTF DD Live when people ask him about being a murder man. And this, all right.
When was this? So this September 24th, 2022. So he on live talking about being a murder man. This is what I'm telling y'all. They be on Instagram. They be on Facebook, YouTube, Live, Twitch, everywhere else, snitching on themselves for years. Then they get caught and they like, I ain't do nothing. That don't make no sense, bro. So when did Lil Pab death? I think it was like the anniversary was yesterday. So they got, so listen to this. Lil Pab died and Quando Rondo got shot on August 19th, 2022. On May 24th, 2022, one of the killers is on Instagram Live talking about he the murder man. What? That's stupid. You not even barely a month later. It's like what?
Being admitted. All right, September the 24th, 2022. All right, look at the date. Boom. The feds
that's
are
the same
on
day too.
The IG Lives.
Show me how you really feel, yo. Put that stitch cord on your ass. I'm gonna spank your ass like fucking Elroy did Day ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody.
You know what's crazy?
Stupid.
You know what's crazy?
That's just stupid. That is dumb. And then y'all call the YouTubers, y'all call us the feds and the police because we react to it or we report on it. Nigga, you got on Instagram Live, you were there. It has been verified that you are one of the people that shot at Quando Rondo and killed his cousin. Then a month later, you're back in Chicago on Instagram Live saying that you're a murder man. But the YouTuber is the police because we reposted it? That's just stupid.
Call the popo, huh?
Comment about being a murder man. They said DD and murder man. They didn't say DD is a murder man. So he said, yeah, you know what? Why don't I just say I'm a murder man for sure?
I'm gonna spank your ass like fucking Elroy did Day ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody roll up with me, man.
It's a month after the murder.
Roll up.
He is. It's 214.
Roll up, man. Do not come on my live saying no goofy shit. Go ahead and troll somebody else, clown. Straight up. Baby threat, how you coming? They said what baby threat at? It's a lot of them out here, but. How they coming? Baby
Ain't
threat,
that
man.
ain't that the nigga that was like crying? Ain't he get caught like crying, getting beat up or something like that? I remember something about him.
Fuck you coming, bitch.
How y'all coming, man? How y'all coming? Y'all want me? How y'all? Who y'all looking for? Y'all looking for me? Tell them. You know where we at? We on that same block we always be on. Every day. Every day. Shit ain't nothing new to us. We out here every day.
Every day.
Every day.
What you keep saying? Every day, man. Every day.
What day? What day, DD?
Huh? Every day. Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay, talk to him.
They know what's going on. Pull up. All gang members tap in, man. We out here. What's up?
All gang members tap in. We're out here. Okay.
Everything he's saying and doing is extremely unintelligent to do, knowing damn well you was just involved with a murder a month ago. You posting up on the block, you showing where your block at, you saw all gang members tap in, so you proving that you a gang member. It's like y'all be lining up y'all own cases for the feds. And then the feds have all of this shit in 4K, live, unedited, just they got it all. And then y'all will be in the courtroom and be like, no, we just know each other because of music. What? Bro, we got 49,000 videos of you saying that.
All gang members, ops, I don't give no fuck. Pop up.
All gang members and ops pop up.
Pop up, man. Damn, just come out. Breezo, what they ain't do, bro?
Hey, it's his birthday. We got to speak it. Check it out.
Why they ain't send they low?
Hey, look. Why the fuck y'all still ain't send that low, man? Why the fuck that low still penny, man? Because we in the trenches every motherfucking day, and niggas know that.
This shit far from cancer.
It's extremely crazy to me. All this whole culture is so crazy to me. Like, you sitting on here bragging, talking about I'm in the trenches. Basically, in other words, I'm in a impoverished neighborhood with not enough money to go elsewhere. So we're in the trenches right now, and we're gonna make it sound like we're cool because we're broke in the projects. Like, what? What the fuck is the problem? What is wrong with y'all? You need to go home. I ain't bragging about being in the trenches, nigga. I'm bragging about being in a $4 million house. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm bragging about. I don't want to be in the trenches. I don't want to be in the trenches. I was on 2K talking shit to somebody. I said, oh, yeah, where you at? It sound like you in the hood right now. It's like, it's going on outside on your microphone. Woo-doo-woo-doo-woo. He like, yeah, I'm where you can't come at. Where you can't come. I said, what make you think I want to come over there? Ain't nothing going on but drug dealing, shooting, killing, robbing. Why would I want to go over there?
So, bitch, we give out real smoke.
Yeah, what they know. Trenches us the real dope.
Dissing on the net, man. He trying to get entertainment, though.
He left up in that danger zone.
You left off in that danger zone.
Also, ain't no changing us. Bitch, we on the danger up. We militant, ain't bang with us.
Hey, Breezy, what you on, Breezy? Like in that Breezy, what you on? He in the hood, that's what he on. Pull up.
Yeah, so that's not a great look. That's not a great look. I'm surprised that that's actually, I've never seen that one before, so that's very bad. Again, that's what I'm saying when I'm saying that the feds, they got more than me. They know more of what's going on than me, and I'll be doing my homework.
Exactly.
So a photo of Didi from IG is going to be allowed.
But y'all call us the feds. Like the feds have some type of, it's like y'all really think the feds have some type of, as soon as you join the FBI, you can't access Instagram Live no more, or you know, you can't get on live, or you can't get on the internet and look at it. Like the feds can see all of this stuff too. You're posting it on a public platform for everybody to see. And the feds have the resources to, even after you delete it, they can go back in and find it. So like even Lil Durk, why are you in DJ Academics interviews talking about some, it's right here. Excerpts of bank interview with DJ Academics. Why are you in there? This is admitted into court. So show me where, show me where all of this is evidence. This is the crazy part. Everything on this piece of paper is evidence that y'all gave the feds. Nobody got this evidence. Nobody snitched on y'all for this evidence. This is all evidence that y'all gave to the feds. Look at this. Video of Banks and others during the filming of Piss Me Off. Y'all did that. Y'all recorded that. Y'all put that out. Video depicting Banks, Vaughn, and PW number 2 purchasing jewelry. So just like they've been saying for a long time, what is his name, Bonnie? He's snitching, obviously. Okay. Photographs of Bank, Wilson, and others with cash. Y'all fault. Photographs of Banks with cash. You did that. Video experts from Instagram Live depicting Banks with others. Y'all did that. Video Wilson took of himself inside a vehicle. Self-inflicted. Let's continue. Photograph of Houston and Banks' brother with text overlaid. Instagram Live taken by Wilson. Photograph of Wilson from Instagram account. DJ Academics interview. DJ Academics interview. DJ Academics interview. DJ Academics interview. Podcast of 6ix9ine. Like y'all have literally, quite literally told on y'all self. And then y'all in the feds blaming everybody else. Y'all in the courtroom blaming everybody else. Like, what?
The excerpt of Durk's interview with DJ Academics. RE snitches and rats. He hates rats. All right, that's allowed. Durk interview with Academics where he talks about Youngboy and Von. Allowed. Excerpt from the same one talking about the slide for Von comments. Allowed. Talking about him never giving his address out is allowed. Podcast excerpt of Tekashi 6ix9ine commenting on Von. That's the Whack 100 one, 170, allowed. Photograph of Vonnie with Von, allowed. Screenshot of music video for Didi's Block is Hot, allowed. All right, screenshot of music video for Didi's Seen It All, excluded. All right, too many songs.
Let me show y'all what I'm saying, though.
Screenshot
let me see how long
of videos
I think
for...
this video almost over, so it's really nothing left. He probably gonna read comments. Yeah, you know, I hate him when he read comments. Look, I was watching Dub. See, I don't hate Dub. I was watching Dub. I'm a fan of Dub, man. Y'all better stop playing, man. That's really my twin. That's my friend for real. Now listen, if I type in Lil Durk and I just go on his page, do you realize? I want you to realize something, okay? First of all, let's see how old this. Okay, so this ain't what you want. What happened to songs like this, bro? This is when the shit was jamming and shit. But songs like this was jamming, bro. I don't know what happened to this guy or what made him think that, whatever. So if we just go back, all of this stuff is kind of new. So we just want to go back to around the time where Quando got killed, okay? Hanging with Wolves. All of these songs, he's risky. This is quite literally all a self-snitching campaign. So where y'all talk about what gangs y'all in, who y'all killing, who y'all smoking. You know what I'm saying? And then you got block lists. Why you can just keep making songs like that? I just really don't get it. All of this stuff, what happened to Virgil? Why you can't make songs like that, bro? But all of this shit right here, It's just self-snitching. Aha, self-snitching song. Literally the whole thing. So you gonna pay. So you actually thought it was a good idea to bring $1 million in cash to an interview, show everybody that you had the $1 million in cash, and then use that money to pay some people for a murder. Like they can't get locked up and snitch on you. Do you realize you leaving a paper trail? That's like killing a nigga. That's like committing murder. And then take a picture of yourself actually, and then leaving the phone on the crime scene, and then being like, how the fuck I get caught? What? Bro, you got a song with Morgan Wallen right here, bro. What the fuck were you thinking about? You know what I'm saying? And this is just Lil Durk. Don't forget about Duty Low. Don't forget about, you know what I'm saying, all these other niggas. It's just like OTF. All these niggas is rapping. OTF Twin, he rapping. Probably snitching in that song. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just snitching. The whole time just snitching their ass off. Ain't it? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what they expected. I don't know why this is the life you choose. If you grow up in the projects and you still in the projects and you just a young kid who never had a chance and you got caught up in the wrong shit doing the wrong thing, that makes sense and I can have sympathy for you because you was too young. Once you know better and you still don't do better, once you have every opportunity in the world to change your life, everybody's life, like it's no reason why Durk, Von, Duty Low, Mimo, Buka, Vonnie, Didi, Jam, it's no reason why any of them niggas should have ever even touched a hood again in life. I haven't been to a hood in 6 fucking years, bro. Well, no, not 6. 4. 4 years. Ever since I started getting a little bit of money. Nigga, I got my first $10,000 and I said, I ain't going back to the hood ever again. Fuck you. I had $10,000 to my name. Blew up on YouTube and said, yeah, that shit is for surely over with. You can't pay me to go to the hood right now to do nothing. Unless the police is with me. Even then, shit. I gotta be doing some back to school giveaway or some shit. It gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get it, bro.